All right, Coach, I know that you don't put a whole lot of stock in preseason polls, but of course, if you're going to be picked, might as well be picked first, right?
Well, yes, because I've always said that we play for championships, that if you're not going to set the ultimate goal, then what are we playing for? And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But we want to go into the season thinking that we have accumulated enough assets and good players that that's a realistic goal.
It's a different challenge for you this year, having your entire starting lineup back on top of an All-American coming in. That's a very unique situation for you as a coach. How have you addressed that?
Well, we've talked about we need to use all of our talents to have a greater team effort. That we're not going to add 25 points a game to a team that already averaged 80. We're not going to average 105. So everyone has got to give up something to make a better end result. So I've been real impressed with Hillary's outlook on the game. She's not trying to do too much, and I think the other players are doing the same thing, so we can mesh those skill sets.
What have you seen as a coach, maybe a year on the sideline with her watching? Any development there?
Maturity. That she, I think, has a little bit better understanding about playing to your strengths and staying away from your weaknesses, and having a chance to sit back and watch. There's little things in the game that you see that maybe when you're on the court playing you don't realize that you're doing, but when you're sitting on the bench and listening, you're seeing those things in other players. So I think she's matured, and it's going to help her overall game.
You had a relatively young team last year. What were some lessons learned? I mean, you make it to the NCAA tournament yet again, but still, what are some things that group learned?
I think that they learned that at this level and in this league, you got to play hard every single game. Every possession is like gold, and you got to value it. And we got out of the gate so slow last year, and then had an incredible run in the second half. And with that, I think maybe the best lesson to be learned, it's a long season. That if something goes wrong, whether it's one half, one game, whatever, that you can regroup and hopefully still have success.
One of the things I remember you mentioning at the conference tournament, you said when you shot well, you won, and when you didn't, you lost. I mean, how do you overcome maybe a cold shooting night this year?
Well, I think where we're better is we're deeper. And last year, with the absence of Hillary and having such a young team, that we had to have a few kids like Liz Flowers probably put up tougher shots and more shots than their skill set said that they could. So I'm hoping that we're not as much of a victim of that, because we have so many kids that can put the ball in the basket, and I like the odds that maybe they're all not going to have an off night.
All right, Coach, thanks.
Thank you.